everybody. My name is Anon Chaloermsean. I'm studying in Chaloermsean University. Today, I will present a summary of Around the World in 80 Days.
Phileas Fogg. He is a wealthy gentleman who enjoys the simple life. He just likes to read newspapers and play cards, but one day the members of his reform club and he started talking about traveling around the world. He made a bet that he could travel around the world in 80 days. It's going to be difficult, but he knows that he can do it. His servant Passepartout and him are going to have an interesting trip. Jean Passepartout, he came to England for the simple life. In the past, he had all kinds of exciting jobs, but now he wants an easy life as a butler. Phileas Fogg does have him. Fogg is the perfect master. He has a regular life. Passepartout hopes that nothing extraordinary happened while he worked for him. Older, she grew up in Europe, but she was forced to marry an old Raja in India, even though she didn't love him. Now that the Raja has died, the Burmese are going to burn her alive with her dead body. She don't want to die, but who can possibly save her? Detective Fig. He is a police detective for Scotland Yard. Someone just robbed a bank, and he going to catch that person. The thief looks just like Phileas Fogg. He knows that Fogg did it. He going to follow him and catch him, even if he have to travel around the world to do it. This is the main theme of the novel, and connected to it is the main character, the hero of the story. Phileas Fogg is the challenge by fellow with players. As curator, he can complete a journey around the world in just span of 80 days. Fogg is extremely excited to take up this challenge, as he believes that if one is pursuing an fiction, enough can make this journey possible. So he takes up this task and starts her journey around the world. He has many ups and downs in this strenuous journey, but he has a never say die attitude that sees him through. Entwined with the story of his travel is the one character who proves to be an obstacle one too often. He is the detective Fig, and he suspects that Fogg is a bank robber and that the hurried travel from one place to another is just a means of covering up the crime. So, apart from natural hurdle and obstacle that Fogg had to face, he has the further machination, the detective to circumvent. What is surprising is that Fogg does not suspect Fig and never smell a rat. In fact, Fogg helped Fig on more than one occasion. During the journey, the focus of the author remains Fogg, his compassion and their experience, while the place that they pass to and describe briefly, they are not given any outstanding difference. They just form the background to the activity of the hero Fogg with his insurmountable, incorrigible will. The other minor themes in the novel too are entwined with his major theme of the travel around the world. The fact is that Fogg finds the love of his life out there only because of this trip at the end, when he seems to be putting across a moral lesson that challenges are not as important as fighting through. A beating love and affection when he said that the heroic Fox would not have obtained as much from worldly accomplishment as he does from finding lasting love with the Fox does win the challenge, but only after an interesting episode. He himself thinks that he had reached a little late and has lost, but he and his group are unaware that they have actually reached a whole day earlier. Fortunately for them, even after they have given up by stroke of luck, Fox, Passepartout and Aouda find out that they still have a few minutes to reach the Reform Club, and Fox does. We are all glad that Fox is the winner at the end. Around the World in 80 Days begin at the Reform Club with Phileas Fox, Thomas Flanagan, Samuel Valentine, and John Sullivan sitting by a fireplace reading newspapers. Passepartout, who is seeking employment, enters and Fox begins to interview him for the position of servant. Passepartout is hired and expected to begin work immediately. At the Reform Club, Fox, Flanagan, Valentine, and Sullivan are talking about a recent bank robbery. This conversation leads to a wager. Fox is quite sure he can travel around the world in 80 days, while Sullivan doesn't believe it can be done. Sullivan, Flanagan, and Valentine think Fox is considering the unexpected. All of the men accept to the wager for £20,000. Fox is going to get on the train and start this expedition at 8:45 p.m. that evening. Passepartout is polishing shoes and wondering where Fox got his money. Fox surprises Passepartout, tells him to get ready for they are leaving to go around the world. Fox tells Passepartout to pack only a few things. Everything else will be bought on the trip. Fox gives Passepartout a carpet bag filled with £20,000. Fox and Passepartout arrive at the Charing Cross station to get on the train. Passepartout is responsible for reserving a compartment. Fox gives a short speech about being charitable, and then he gave a beggar 20 guineas. Within a few days, all of London knows about Fox's adventure. The public talks about the voyage, and the press prints story about an Englishman attempting to travel around the world in 80 days. The first stop is the Suez Harbor. Detective Rick and Consul are waiting for the arrival of Mongolia. Rick is looking for the bank robber who took £20,000 from the Bank of England. The ship docks, and Passepartout disembark and talk to Fix. Fix begins to ask Passepartout about his mate Fox. Passepartout tells Fix that Fox is wealthy, and they are going around the world on a bet. Fix decided that Fox is the bank robber, and he sent a telegram to the police commissioner. In the meantime, Fix is trying to convince the consul not to stamp their passports because he believes that Fox is a criminal. Fox rents an elephant and gets his passport stamped. Fox and Passepartout are on their way to Bombay. The elephant stops in the middle of the jungle, but Fox and Passepartout still manage to arrive in Bombay 2 days earlier than expected. Passepartout wants to use the time to rest. Fox insists they continue going. The 2 extra days should be saved. On the train to Kolkata, a conductor enters and tells Fox that the tracks have ended. Fox must continue on foot. to the Allahabad station. Fogg meets the elephant once again and offers to purchase the elephant. Fogg discovers that he has 12 extra hours, and he dedicates those hours to recruiting a widow, Mrs. Aura. Everyone hops on the elephant, and they ride to the Allahabad station, where they catch the train to Kolkata. Fig is waiting at the Kolkata train station. He calls a policeman to arrest Fox. During the trial, Passepartout is found guilty of desecrating the pagoda of Malabar Hill and sentenced to 15 days imprisonment. The judge thinks Fox should be sentenced for being Passepartout's master. Fox offers to pay bail, and they leave. Due to a storm, the ship to Hong Kong is anticipated to arrive 20 hours late. On deck of the ship Mrs. Our questions Passepartout about Fogg. They get to Hong Kong 24 hours late, and Fig is there waiting. While on his way to tell Fogg that the steamer to San Francisco has been delayed. Passepartout is carried on the SS General Grant by 2 police officers, and Fogg is never told about the steamer. The steamer leaves without Fogg. John Bunsby agrees to take Fogg and Mrs. Aura to San Francisco via Yokohama. Fogg offers Fig £200 to assist on the boat. Meanwhile, Passepartout wakes up on the SS General Grant and he writes that he left without Fogg and Mrs. Aura. A few miles from Yokohama, the SS General Grant lowers a leader for Fogg, Mrs. Aura, and Fig. Passepartout attacks Fig for setting him up and making Fogg miss the boat to San Francisco. Fig explains to Passepartout that he is a detective and he believes that Fogg is a criminal. Passepartout agrees not to tell Fogg about the detective. On the way to New York, they catch sight of the Hudson River in New York, but it is too late to take the China across the Atlantic to Liverpool, England. The China would have made it to Liverpool in time to win the bet. Lucky, they make an agreement with Captain Speedy, owner of the Henrietta, to pay him £8,000 so they can sail with him to Liverpool, England. But Captain Speedy only agreed to sail to Queenstown Harbour. Was a detective that had been arresting Phileas Fogg for much of that journey arrested him because he fit the description of a thief who had robbed the Bank of England just before they had started their journey around the world. It was 80 days, Saturday, December 23rd at 11:40 a.m., but he needed to get to Liverpool by that evening at 8:45 p.m. When the real robber is arrested, Phileas Fogg is released from the jail. He takes a train that should arrive in London at 8:30 p.m., but there are several delays that make the train arrive at 8:50 p.m. He thinks he has lost the bet, but when he agreed to marry with Aouda, who had been on much of the trip around the world with him, it turned out he has arrived on later than he thought, because he told Edward on the journey to buy Janet one day. He has won the bet.